What's up, YouTube? Khalid here, aka Smooth Flipper, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you guys can see by the title, I'm going to go over the 5 things that I dislike about phone flipping. This idea came from listening to feedback from you guys of different video ideas, and I figured this would be a good one for people who are new to this, and I'm going to give you guys kind of an insight of what to expect, so you're not caught off guard with getting started, and you're not overwhelmed with all the things that could happen in phone flipping. So this list is not in any particular order, just 5 things. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I dislike about phone flipping is scammers. Um, Scammers are everywhere. I feel like there's like 10 times more scammers in phones and different electronics that you're trying to sell. You're gonna deal with scammers a lot more. Different scams. Could be PayPal. There's a couple of eBay scams, and there's some Craigslist scams that you're gonna have to look out for. Um, and the thing that sets real buyers and scammers apart is just the wording, guys. You guys can look at a email or a message and see that this person is not legit, or if they're wanting to pay extra for the phone that you're trying to sell, that's an obvious scam. eBay scams are if let's say somebody buys your item, you'll get a message from somebody saying, "Hey, I just bought your item. Can you please send this, device, phone, whatever, to this address?" If you guys can look at the order details, you're gonna realize that the person that sent you the message is not the person that bought the phone. So those are scams you got to look out for. In my opinion, I know what to look out for. I know, sometimes I don't even respond to them. It's just the fact that they're annoying, and you're gonna get messages from them. You just have to ignore them, or call them out on their bluff, and then they'll leave you alone. So yeah, number one, scammers. Number two, dishonest people. And what I mean by that is, I believe in one of my videos I had mentioned not to have good customer service. So you're going to have good customer service, but at the same time, don't put all your trust into the person trying to sell you the phone. What I mean by that is, um, if they're saying this phone's in this condition or that condition, you have to appraise it as that, but you can't, you have to expect the worst. And what I mean by that, and what I've dealt with over time is, people will say, "Hey, I got a phone that's, in good condition," and I give them a price and say, "Okay, that's good." So I'm like, "Okay, let's meet up." We meet up and notice that the phone has a crack on it, and I obviously, I'm gonna say, "Hey, this phone has a crack on it," and show them. And they knew going in that the phone had a crack, and they just wanted to get me down there, or they hope that I didn't see the crack. So people are like that. You have to be aware of that when you are doing this. Um, and yeah, like I said, it sucks because if you were honest, I could still give you a price if the phone was cracked. But since they said it wasn't cracked, and they were trying to hopefully get the money, get in their car and go, by the time I realized it was cracked. So that is, one thing that I don't like. Dishonest people. Be honest, guys. Even if you're listing a phone, be honest with whoever's trying to buy your phone. The phone has a little crack in it or a dent, then just mention that, because it's not gonna end good when they realize that the phone isn't what you said it was. So dishonest people, number two. Number three, no shows. What I mean by that is, people who say, "Hey, I'm on my way to meet, for the phone at 5 o'clock." I get there at 5, waiting for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and they don't show up. Don't get a response back from them when I say, "Hey, I'm here," and they just don't show up, or they don't bother to respond and say, "Hey, I got caught up in traffic," or whatever. So people like that, some people do it on purpose to to just stand you up. I remember back in San Diego when I did this, I got stood up by some competition. This guy was also doing this, what I was doing, and he told me to come here. He had a couple phones that he was trying to sell, and I called him, didn't answer the phone. And when I left, he was there in the area, so I guess he was watching me for some reason, which is kind of weird. He was watching me, um, sit there, and when I left, that's when he texted me like, "Hey, I'm here," like, and I knew I kind of had a feeling it wasn't any good because the communication wasn't there. But you're gonna have to deal with that when you're doing phone flipping, guys. It is what it is. This is what I do for my job. So I mean, sitting is sitting, but it comes with the territory, and you just have to deal with it. But it's something that I don't like. I don't like sitting in the car for 30 minutes, waiting for somebody who's not even gonna come. So dealing with that no shows is something I don't like. The next number 4 is unmotivated sellers. Um, and like I said, in the previous videos, this is what I do full time, guys. So if I make a deal with somebody, I'm trying to get money now. So um, I want to get the money, whatever I got to get the money out of the bank or whatever. Go get the phone and then come back home. I want to make these flips quick. I want to pick up as many phones as I can for the day. And there's a lot of times where people will message you and they aren't motivated to sell their item. What I mean by that is we agree with the price and they say, okay, that's good. And I say, okay, well, what do you want to meet up at? They don't respond. They'll say, hey, let's meet tomorrow. I'll say, okay, that's fine. Then tomorrow comes and they say, is it cool if we meet up on the weekend? Just trying to push it off until they feel like they want to sell it. So that, in my opinion, is something that I do not like because I'm about business and I want to get it done. Get in, get out, list the phone on eBay, sell it, ship it off, just like that. A lot of times you're gonna deal with people who are unmotivated. You just can't do anything about it. You can't get mad about it. It is what it is. It's their phone. Um, you know, you want their phone and they have it and they know that. A lot of times, these people are really um in need for cash. You're just like, oh, I can sell my phone. It's been sitting on my desk for a while. Might as well get rid of it. So you're gonna deal with that, guys. You're gonna deal with that a lot. I've dealt with it plenty of times. I actually got a guy who um, I'm trying to buy a 7 Plus. He has a 7 Plus for Verizon, 120 gigabytes, good condition, everything. He'll let it go for 250, and I'm trying to buy it from him for like the past 2 3 days, and he has an excuse for every reason why he doesn't want to show up. So it sucks, but at the end of the day, just move on, and hopefully they'll message you back, within a couple of days, and you guys can do the deal. So 4 unmotivated sellers. Number 5, returns. I get a lot of questions about returns from you guys. And my thing is with returns, guys, it's business. You can't stop returns. Walmart. Go to Walmart. Go to the customer service, line and see how many people in there with returns. And Walmart's making billions. So returns are going to happen, guys. But once you get good at it, the returns are gonna be to a minimum. Obviously, I don't get returns for defects on items anymore. I haven't got a return. I can probably say maybe in a year and a half of a defective item, and that's because a lot of times people return. For me, it's hey, um, I don't want the phone anymore. I decided to keep my phone, and or hey, this phone, um, something about nothing that has to do with the phone working itself. It's just another reason. And you're gonna get buyers like that. There's buyers on eBay. I don't know what they're thinking. Sometimes they'll buy the item and then message you and say, hey, I don't want the phone anymore, and they'll message you like 4 days after they bought it. So that's a return you have to deal with. And then for those who don't have the capital, returns are going to be killer because your money's tied up. Once they open a return, PayPal holds that money because they don't know the reason for the return as much. And they don't want you as a seller, going on scamming people, and taking all their money. So they're gonna hold that money for you, until that phone is back in your possession, and then you can look it over, and then um, give them that return. But the good thing about returns is, guys, don't be don't be discouraged by them. There's times where I did returns, put the phone right back on eBay and sold it within an hour, of getting that phone back. So, and for the same price. So it's not like you're gonna lose money. They just hold your money for a while, until that phone gets back. And then for those who don't have capital, like I said, it's gonna kind of hurt. But just be patient. Get that phone listed back on eBay, and you're good. So yeah, guys, that's the 5: scammers, dishonest people, no shows, unmotivated sellers, and returns. Um, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please drop a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to my channel. I got some announcements for the next video for you guys, so stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.